What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of CCT. So today we're going to be coding the remove duplicates from sorted array, which I have not attempted in, let's see, a year. Okay, this looks like a fun problem, and let's see if I can do it. So given a sorted array remove, the title's pretty self-explanatory if I'm being honest. Let me just make sure my mic is on quickly. Yep. Okay. Sorry. Do not allocate extra space. Okay, so we have to remove the duplicates of the sorted array in place, and we're going to return the size, I'm assuming. Yep, return the new length. Okay, so I've actually, in my book, been reading a lot about array problems, and a common theme I see is that we could have like a writing to array and an exploring array. So let's do write, not array, write to can be 0 and explorer can be 0. And basically what I mean by that is like we're going to, I think, look for when it's not the same as the number. Okay, I'm thinking about this. When explore doesn't equal the writing to. So like we would put. Okay, let's do this. While explorer is less than the size of nums. Okay, so if honestly, this should be a for loop. I'm like blanking on how you do for loops in Python. Is it commas? It is with parentheses, right? No. Okay. I'm stupid. Let's have this explorer just continue to go. So if explorer, if the place you're supposed to write to equals the explorer, here's what I'm going to do. So, okay, let's say they're both here. It's always hard to like start these problems because it always starts with like an edge case. But I'd imagine I'd want write to index. So if they're equal to each other, then should you write to it? No, you shouldn't. If they are not equal to each other, now this is just kind of thinking of a generic case. I'm not actually looking here because it's too hard to get it off the ground for me. So if they are not equal to each other, okay, I know what to do. I need to kind of be, if this is the writing to index, I need to be looking back. Let's start this off at the first index also. Okay, so if the number before the place that I'm writing to, so I'm starting here, is different than the explorer, then I write, then nums at the write to needs to get the explorer. and then right 2 needs to be incremented. Okay, and if it doesn't, so else, or if they do equal each other, so if like in this case they would 0 equals 0, then we'd leave the right 2 index here, and then the Explorer will continue on this way. And remember, right 2 is comparing it not with the thing that it's on right now, but rather with the thing that is before it, because it needs to be different than that one. Right? Yeah. Because like if we have, actually maybe I should start writing out my own examples here. So if we have like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So the reason, actually here it's not clear why I want to start here, but like let's say it's 1 here. Let's say it's like this, and so I start here. I'm comparing the right 2, this is the, like the first index is always fine, but I want to compare the right 2 to the index before it, making sure it's different. So here it's different, so then I'm gonna I'm gonna move it up to here, the right 2, but let's say there's like a lot of zeros here, and so my Explorer finds that the thing I'm on is currently the same as the thing that's before me. That would be this thing. So the Explorer keeps moving, looking for something different than the thing that's before right 2. Not necessarily different. Well, is that the same question? I'm kind of wondering if I should have this -1 or not. Let's say I take it out, okay? So now my right 2 is starting here, and yep, and then it finds the 1, so then it puts the 1 here, and then it goes to 2, and then right 2 is here. Okay. So now if our right 2 is here, we're still at the 0 index. So Explorer is going to be like, oh, this is not, or like, oh, this one is different than what's at writing, because writing is 0 and Explorer is here, so it's going to put a 1 here. Okay, let's back up a second. Let's just do that one more time. So remember, right 2 started here, and Explorer got to this 1, and it's different, so great. It puts it in here, but then the problem is it doesn't have, the Explorer isn't comparing it to the right thing anymore, because it's comparing it to the right 2, which is now at 0. What it really wants it to do is, like, assuming that you just wrote to the one before, which you should assume, you should be comparing it to the right 2 minus 1, so that it's not the same as these. And so if you're doing that, then that's great. It'll go all the way up to 2. 2 is different, so then it'll put a 2 here. Again, right 2 moves up to here. And if it was like it is now, where right 2 doesn't equal the Explorer, instead of right 2 minus 1, then it would be asking, does 0 equal the 2? And it doesn't, so you would put it in here. So what you really want to ask for is, it does the thing that you just wrote to, which is the one before right 2, is it the same as the Explorer? If it is, then keep moving until you get to something that's different, like 3. Okay. That should do this then. If I do -1, so that is actually the hardest part, and I think the way to do that is like examples like this. And this is actually a really good skill for interviews, being able to do this kind of graph showing. Actually, why did I delete that? Okay, so now the question is it going to be right 2 plus 1 or right And so after I put this 3 in, my right 2 moves here. So at index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 4 is the length of this. So actually right 2 is exactly what we want. So return right 2. Alright, let's see. Is this not? Oh, right. Python. I knew it was weird why it didn't look like it was commented out. Sweet. Let's think edge cases. What if there's nothing in it? If there's nothing in it, then this is going to throw an error. Good catch. So if it's 1, it's okay. It's just if it's 0. So the way to check if it's empty is to do if not nums, and then we just return 0. So let's submit that. Sweet. I just wanna, why is it so much more than previous submissions? Huh. You know, this is C++, so maybe it's just faster with C++, to be honest. But yeah, so that's the idea. I should definitely be doing these more here, these diagrams, to figure that out. Okay, so just to review, in order to delete things in place, we kind of had a place where you write to, and a place that's looking for what you should write to that. One of the tricky things was figuring out that you don't want to compare the write to thing to the Explorer, because the write to is garbage. That's a good way of putting it. The thing where write to is garbage. The thing before it is the actual number in the array, and you better make sure it's not the same as the exploring, right? You have to keep going until you get something different than that. And then once the exploring finds something different than write to minus 1, then you replace the write to index, which is garbage, with the explore value, and you increment write to. Okay, so that was the remove duplicates problem. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.